Hello everyone, this is Shokora Zouheikyoku aka chocomint, and welcome to a new game. Continue on the last theme of another game. This time, instead of being the one who is being hunted, we are not a hunter, but we are replacing their. We're not a human this time. We are kind of a Green Reaper, and we will meeting our love interest who is human. So it's a reverse situation this time, in which we give promises of second chances at the gross roots of life, I believe. So the game has an interesting name actually. So this game is created by Cath and their team. And I found the game is very interesting. It is a submission to Velox Turbo, in which I'm not sure what that is. So it's a challenge edition of Velox Fabula, or a quick story. So it's making a complete visual novel based on a community-determined theme. So that's interesting. This is inspired by Ludum Dare, a global game jam about making a game from scratch based on a certain theme in a short amount of time. This is interesting. So this one is definitely a short game created in 40s, and it's looking very great for a 40 game jam. 40 game created for the game jam. So I found the premise is very interesting, and since it's kind of matched with the last theme of the game I have played, so I wanted to try it out and to see what it's like. We have the love interest here. It doesn't, I guess it's based on a theme, but it's still kind of a otome visual novel dating type of game. Our protagonist is a gender neutral, so they could be anything. It could be, I guess, neutral in gender, in general. So a self-insert should be fine. Anyway, Promise Me You'll Live is an interesting name, very eye-catching. And so we will start the playthrough now. Let's go. What falls but never breaks, and breaks but never falls? You inhale deeply. Crisp air floods your lungs as if the space had been entirely empty before, and the dust and cobwebs are exhaled with your breath. Your head clears. Nightfall and daybreak. The stars sparkle in the night sky, sharpened by the cold. The last grub of the sun has retreated, leaving just you, the crossroads, and the nighttime. The waiting is surprisingly hard, just as it always is. You cannot remember your first night. It must have been long ago to have been so thoroughly swallowed up and abandoned by your memory, but the waiting has never really eased. You keep waiting for it to become routine, to become natural. It hasn't. Not yet. Watching the stars rotate above, the moon sliding smoothly through the heavens, feels like a holy ritual. That is, until the petitioners come. Their presence requires that you refrain the crossroads you stand upon so thoroughly that you will hate the very dirt beneath your feet, if it could change anything. You dread the petitioners and their stories, their vows, their requests. It sours your stomach to think of them. And then, some nights, none come. You are not sure which is worse. Time is too slippery a thing for you to hold on to anymore. You don't know how much of the night has passed when it first appears. There's the weak puff of air, a breath caught before it escapes the body. against your face. It's your only warning before the spirit appears. Your skin tingles, the sensation of being watched, and your whole body stiffens. Petitioner, state your name.
Where am I?
The spirit's voice is an echo of what it was in life, a deep baritone with an odd tremble, like the wobble of nerves. You sigh softly, taking a moment's pause to let the spirit gather itself. The in-between it occupies, the space between life and death, is often disorienting, and few answer your question the first time it's asked. You are at the crossroads. State your name.
The crossroads. The real?
It's not your job to answer his questions, and you've already answered one. You opt to remain silent until he returns to favor. The spirit looks around, frantic, as if trying to determine its location, growing impatient. You run your tongue over your teeth. The edges are razor sharp, but never seem to catch your skin.
I'm sorry, bro. Sorry, bro.
Just Cybro is plenty, thank you. Make your request, Cybro. State your case. They always have a case, a reason. Some are more exceptional than others, but each petitioner has their story. What those stories are barely matter to you, but you must hear them nonetheless.
I can't die. Not yet. You don't understand. I need more time. I have a family. I have a wife. You can't take me yet.
You misunderstand. I'm not the one who took you. I'm not a reaper. I'm a crossroad keeper. I do not deal in life and death.
You don't?
His fear is palpable, a thickness in the air. It tastes like salt and burnt sugar. No, I deal in promises. Promises made are promises kept. That is what I can do for you. I can make you a promise, and in return, you will make me a promise. You keep yours, I keep mine. If you don't keep yours, well, then I can't keep mine either. Do you understand?
Yes. Please help me.
He doesn't understand, but his comprehension isn't your responsibility. So what is it that you want, Cyro?
My wife, she's pregnant with our first baby. I can't leave her now. She needs me. Please, I need more time with her.
You eye him, frowning slightly. To him, you appear a being wrapped in shadows, face indiscernible, but he seems to sense your displeasure.
Even just 5 years. Please, I need time.
He begs for more time. Most of them do. Do you grant it? You deny his request. Give him what he specified, no more. Offer as much time as you can, for a small promise in return. I can offer this. You can have as much time as you can keep. Avoid another untimely demise, and you could leave to grow old with your wife. All you must do is turn the visitor under your roof away the moment you return home.
That's all?
Yes, simply keep your promise, and I'll keep mine.
Yes, I will.
You must say the words, Cyro.
I promise.
I can fly, but never cease. I'm a thief, but all things belong to me. I can be lost and found, wasted and wanted, but once gone, I am gone forever. Okay, that's a where we're doing these like quizzes. Okay, I suck at this. Let's see. I can fly but never cease. I'm a thief, but all things belong to me. When you say fly, it reminds me of birds, but birds cease one day. I guess a clown? I mean, it could be. It could be lights, but light is floats, right? Yeah, I have no idea. Maybe a clown, maybe? Ooh, red eyes. Who's that?
Hello.
Oh! It's curious how people choose to lie in these situations. It's so easy for you to tell that they won't keep their promise. The moment their promise is bound, the results unfold in your mind. A cascade of images and words painting their fate to the inside of your skull. You know immediately if someone will not keep their promise, as Cyril won't. He'll die within moments of crossing paths with his visitor, when he loses his nerve and decides perhaps this was all a fever dream. The clearing remains empty, nearly peaceful, if the stand of what has just transpired didn't mar it so well. Until it doesn't, and it isn't. But it is not a petitioner. It can't possibly be, for this one is. Oh, alive. Hello there. Very handsome. It's not completely beyond the realm of possibility. You're certain another living humans have come to retrieve promises before, but you've never seen it happen. He walks down the center of the room, eyes on the ground, scanning the area as he approaches the crossroads, and you, standing in the center. He doesn't see you, you're certain, but it does not make it feel any less strange when he stops barely a foot away, his eyes scanning around him before returning to the object in his hands. He holds a small wooden box in his hands, carved with symbols that tickle your consciousness with a familiarity just out of reach. There are things within the box, you know, but you can't see what. He places the box on the ground, practically at your feet, and then places a flower on top of it. It's really a bunch of flowers, tiny yellow things, clustered atop a thing, branch and stem. You aren't able to identify the flower before he lights the box on fire, and the entire thing goes up in flames. You wish to step back, but of course you can't. Your feet can never leave the absolute center of where this road crosses the other. It's a meaningless desire anyway. The fire won't hurt. You can't even feel its heat. The man allows the box to burn until the flames go out on their own, and then he looks around. He doesn't seem to see anything, and you wish you could reach out to him, to signal to him. The desire is knocked out quickly, replaced by a bolt of anxiety that makes it hard to breathe. You can feel your box against a roof wall, as if his fist is clutching your spine. He waits. You're not sure how long, but by the time he approaches the box once more, the stars have shifted. Somehow, the wooden box itself seems to be unburned. He lifts the box up, peers inside, and then empties the ashes into the room. Clouds blow up from the ground, and he annoyedly waves a hand through them to disperse them faster. He kicks at the dirt once with a booted toe, hard, and then turns sharply on his heel and leaps. You find yourself staring after him for the rest of the night. It's been days, at least, since anyone came to your crossroad, alive or otherwise. You had hoped, for a time, that you would see the odd man again, but it had faded quickly. He had probably been in the wrong place. The waiting was starting to blend into itself, time feeling very long, then very short, and then like it didn't apply to you at all. Could time even apply to a creature that isn't truly alive or dead, but finds themselves sprawling in the seam between the two? You see the shape before you feel the breath. This one is sharp and fast, a blast of air into your face. Thankfully, it's dry. Where am I? What's happening? You sigh. You can do your speech without thought. It's the same every time. You do it now. Have you actually been bothered by being alone for so long just a few minutes ago? You long for it now. What's your name? It's, Clear. Please, it's just me and my sister. It's just the two of us. Our parents are. Who knows where they are? It doesn't matter. It's only us. She's too young to be alone. I can help with that. If. I'll do whatever I need to do. I just need my sister to be safe, to be taken care of. She's only 8. She's too young to be on her own, and we don't have anyone else. You calm them down enough to explain what you can do for them. I just need to know what it is you're looking for. I just need to take care of my sister. She's the only thing that matters. There's a burst in your spine. Your boss loves petitioners like these, the open-ended ones, the truly desperate ones. It sits unhappily, a weight at the dead center at your chest, but you push past it to speak. They need something from you, and they're willing to do for it. Do you grant them what they seek? You would not promise them anything. Offer them the promise to stay with their sister. They haven't asked for anything. That's how this works. They need to ask. You pause for a long moment, waiting for them to make the statement, to identify what it is they want, but instead they're only growing increasingly distraught. She's only 8, you know. She's young. She needs. Tell me exactly what it is you want. Let me go back, so she isn't alone. Let me go back to her. You pause, thinking for a moment, before nodding. I can promise that you can go back to your sister so she isn't alone. You, however, must promise to never speak to another soul besides her for as long as you live. A wiser person would have paused. Kriya doesn't hesitate a breath. The words have barely left your mouth before they declare the answer. Yes, I promise. Yes. Oh, an eye again. What can be broken without even being held? Let's see. Usually what is broken without being held means that that is not tangible, right? So it should not be a physical thing. What goods would break? Maybe a promise? Yeah? A promise. Okay. Promise. Oh, R-E. What does that R-E do though? It's curious to you, the kind of love Greer has for the sibling, the way everything else has already fallen away. So to make this person the entire center of your world was as natural as the breath it had taken to make the choice. Greer would keep that promise, for their entire life. They would speak to no one but their sister. They somehow seem to have no remorse for their choice, even as their sister grows weary of being Korea's entire world and starts to pull away. Even as their sister, unworthy as she is, leaves Korea alone much of the time. It seems just as lonely to love as to not. The man is back. He has an easy way of walking, a casual stride that sways like a jazz tune. He doesn't have to box, and he doesn't come all the way to the center of your crossroad. Instead, he stands in the grass across from you, surveying the area as if he was expecting to meet someone. Then he pops the cork off some small bottle he holds in his hand and tosses it back like he expects it to taste foul. He doesn't flinch as if it does taste bad, however, and you find yourself observing him keenly. He has a birthmark on his neck, and just above it, a jagged scar that holds pink. It looks jagged and dangerous, but staring at it gives you the same calm as watching the stars go by. When you look at his face again, he's looking through you, to whatever is behind you. You glance over your shoulder, but nothing's there. Then you realize he's looking at you.
Hey.
Ooh, I love his voice though. You're back. It was the first thing that came to mind, the oddest part of it all. You're not sure you've ever had someone come back, even if this one is alive. You remember me? His voice is pleasant, is quieter than you would have thought, and vibrates at a lower pitch than you expected. And that kind of lower tone that I cannot do, so I'll try my best. You were here a little while ago. You burned something in the crossroads, in a box. He takes a long-legged stride towards you, the easy gait disguising how much distance he actually covers. He's an arm's length away within a few steps. Why are you here? It was my understanding that people come here for promises. You hesitate. People isn't quite the word you would use. Most who come do so because they're close to death. You're clearly not. You're fine. So why are you here? Well, looks can be deceiving. He pauses, like he's waiting for something. Your eyebrow arches higher and higher, but still he doesn't speak. The silence stretches on too long to be comfortable before he clears his throat and continues. No, I don't need to bargain for my life, but I would like a promise anyway. A promise for your life? No, I'm really pretty secure in that. But I can seek other promises, right? You hesitate. You've never done something like this before, but a promise is a promise, right? You're about to answer when there's a surprising tug on your brainstem. Your boss voice rumbles through your mind, gravelly and eager. A shudder of repulsion rubbles down your spine. Make the deal. I want him. Make him a promise. You chew your lower lip, your teeth sharp enough to cause pain, but still you never bleed. Okay, I can make a promise for a promise. You keep yours, I'll keep mine. I'm familiar, and I know you need a request. You see, I have a very important event coming up in a few days, and I need to make sure I won't oversleep. You blink a few times, It's not until you start to speak that you realize your jaw was slightly ajar. What? Yep, you see, I'm a heavy sleeper, so I set alarms. I do the put your phone on the other side of the room thing. I try, but this is a very important event, so I can't really risk it. So I need you to promise me that I'll wake up on time. This feels wrong, like an abuse of power, like using a nuclear weapon to kill a spider. I want him. Make the promise. He'll be back for more. You sign, unable to hide how absurd you find the request, but you acquiesce. You have no choice, and at least it will count towards your quota. Okay, I will. Promise you that you will wake on time for your event. Can we say specifically your promise I'll wake up by 7:30 a.m.? You're clearing. You hope he can't see it past the shadows that press your form. Most people can't make out your facial expressions or features, and he should be no different. I promise you will wake up by 7:30 a.m. in time for your event. If you promise to, bring a gift to the crossroads before your event. What kind of gift? A flower. Yes, bring me a flower. It's an awkward demand, but it's simple enough that he'll actually do it, and it will get him back. And that is what your boss wants. He'll get more comfortable at some point and start promising more and more. At least, that's the plan. Absolutely, I promise. The casual tone of these promises are unsettling, but you proceed, feeling very much like he has the upper hand somehow. One has 4 legs in the morning, 2 in the afternoon, and 3 in the evening. Wait, what? Let's see, 4 legs in the morning, 2 in the afternoon. Human? I guess it's sort of human, maybe? Ooh. E. You or you? Human. You wait for the usual unfolding of information, for the knowing to settle into your being like a long-held memory, but it never does. You linger a bit, but still, nothing happens. Perhaps the deal was so small it was insignificant. This thought offers you no comfort, however, as that either means you failed to lure him into greater promises or I'll see you soon then. You startle, blinking your vision into focus. You hadn't expected him to still be here. You weren't sure what you had expected, but the petitioners usually were yanked back into bodies or moved on. But this person just stands here, staring at you, smiling. My name is Jess, by the way. He says as he turns to leave, chuckling. You stare after him, dumbfounded. You have forgotten to ask his name. How had you forgotten to even ask his name? I wonder. So, the interesting thing is that there's a riddle, and the first one is like red. So I don't know if I have given the wrong choice for the offering the wrong promise for the petitioner, or I have answered the quiz incorrectly, in a sense. It takes him a few days, but he does return. Shaz placed a long stone flower on the nearby flat rock, not far from the road. You recognize the flower quickly. It's the same one he brought with him initially and burned. But now, instead of one short sprig, there's a small bundle of the dainty yellow flowers. Their fern-like leaves fan down below the cluster of flowers and paint a pretty sight. They remind you of something. Wild flowers, maybe? As promised. Your head tilts slightly, and you examine this man. He can't possibly be what he seems, can he? You can still see me?
Appears so.
You wish you could lift your feet, so you could shift your stance. Put a little distance between you both, but your feet don't budge. They never budge. Until next time. He turns to leave, and your heart lurches into your throat. He can't sleep yet. He can't. Wait. He stops, and you're left grasping for something. Anything to say that might get him to stay. You want to make another promise, right? Yes. The answer feels misshapen in your mouth, like a lie. You ignore it. Isn't there something else you like? I can make far better promises than timeliness.
Oh, another time, beautiful.
Ooh, the voice sounds so good. What the heck?
He's gone. No petitioners come. It's lonely. Why do you look so tired?
You're funny.
That doesn't sound very cutthroat devil of you. You grit your teeth. You're not sure why you ask. The question had leapt from your tongue before you could consider it. Is it possible you're concerned? Don't be ridiculous. It was curiosity, not care. Perhaps I can interest you in a promise to address that exhaustion. Just smile falters a moment. You're certain of it. You just don't understand why. Well, luckily for you, I am indeed here because I seek a promise. You take a slow, deep inhale to keep yourself calm. He's mimicking your speech patterns and poorly, but engaging in whatever absurdities he is trying to orchestrate isn't going to help. What do you seek? I am going out to dinner tomorrow. Pizza. And I plan on wearing my favorite shirt. I want a promise that it won't get stained. You're almost angrier at yourself than you are at him for thinking for a moment that he would take this seriously, that you may be able to get your boss to give you some room to breathe. As it is, you can feel the warm heat of his breath against your guard, as if he looms just over you, watching, waiting. You want a promise that you won't stain your shirt? After a long pause, you come up with your promise. This could work. I will promise that you will not stain your favorite shirt at dinner tomorrow night. You must promise not to turn on any lights in your home until after the dinner. You're ready for whatever he has to say. Except, of course, what he says. I promise. You blink. You hesitate. But it's begun. There's no going back now. And that should be a good pause for now. Oh, what is this? Oh, okay, let's go back to that one. Okay, I have just returned back and tested this out before we pause in update for today. So we have this question mark, It has the hints and the answer. So hints, click hints for a bonus clue if you're really stuck. Click answer. So the hint is waits for no one. So it should be time, right? Oh yeah, so it was because I was incorrect in the answer last time. Time. Okay. E. We have 2E. R-E-U. You feel the moment he returns to his body, an inhale of that new last breath brushing your skin. You know he will keep his promise. He will return home and immediately turn out there's visitor he brought into his home only last night. In turn, that visitor will kill him. He will be dead within the hour, and his soul will be collected. There will be no more chances for life. The clearing remains empty, nearly peaceful, if the stain of what had just transpired didn't mar it so well. Okay, so in the end, that petitioner still remains dead in the end. That sucks. Aww. So that should be a good way to pause in our video today. So it's an interesting story so far. So I kind of misunderstood since I skimmed the main story, the summary. So we're not exactly a reaper who takes souls, which is kind of the devil, maybe, kind of, not really. So a kind of person who makes deal at the middle of the crossroad between life and death. And we make deals, promises. Could be harmless or could be lethal, who knows. And what happens next for that person to get the promise depends on them. As mentioned and introduced, we meet an interesting person who is alive, not dead like the normal petitioners who came to us. And he's asking really simple and small little promises for some reason. I wonder what he wants. So anyway, that should be it for now. I'll see you on the next playthrough of Promise Me You'll Live. Bye bye!